Before time began, there was the Gravastar K1 Lite. We not know where it came from, only that it had the power to win games.
It really does look like something out of Cybertron, doesn't it? Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to state right off the bat that I'm in no way a keyboard expert, a keyboard snob, or a keyboard enthusiast. Gravastar approached me to do a little review on their latest keyboard, and all of the opinions in the video are that of my own. This is the Gravastar Mercury K1 Lite. The price point on this keyboard comes in at $89.95. It's a 75% layout with 80 keys and comes in a transparent black or snow white. There are also 3 connection types, which is 2.4 GHz wireless, Bluetooth up to 3 devices, and wired USB-C. It features Gravastar B-Sun linear switches with a total of 2mm pre-travel with a total of 3.6. These are also hot swappable, which is always very handy to have. In the black transparent option, you will find transparent keycaps as well. Along with the 5 sound dampening foam layers and features of a 4000 mAh battery and a gasket mounted PC plate, the keyboard is backlit. However, you can choose whether or not to turn this on or off. It has 2 feet settings to prop up the keyboard on the back, but personally for me, I prefer the smaller ones, as the larger, the highest setting was a bit too high for my liking, personally to me. Inside the box, you'll get the instructions on how to use, a keycap tool, and some replacement switches. And one thing I found a very nice touch was a dust cover. Honestly, I don't know why more brands don't include these with their products, especially if they're sitting on the desk, not doing a lot after you've set them up initially. But very quickly though, how does this keyboard sound? That's just a bit satisfying now, isn't it? So let's get into my thoughts on this keyboard. It's a very distinct style, that's for sure. I mean, if you've ever seen Gravastar before, they are a company that creates peripherals in a very cyberpunk futuristic aesthetic. And the K1 Lite is no different, with this almost liquid dropped outer shell on the keyboard. It's pretty damn funky looking. However, one thing which I'm not much of a fan of is the wording and lettering options on the keyboard. It's a bit too gamer boy for my liking. And with the slogan of the "Be Cool, Play It" on the backspace, it's not really for me. However, I do like the icons that they've used around more of the operating system keys. Another thing I do like the fact is that the function key does come into a factor in the use of this keyboard. So say for example, if it's connected to Bluetooth or using your F keys as media keys for secondary functions, it's very handy. And one nice feature which I absolutely love is the fact that the function and B key basically shows you the amount of battery left on the keyboard just through the RGB. You don't have to go to software for that, which is very time. It can be time consuming when trying to find out how much longer you got left on your keyboard. There is a small RGB looking logo on the right of the keyboard which you cannot configure sadly, but the idea of it that this is the actual caps lock indicator. So when it does have caps lock enabled, it does turn completely white. So there's no need for the extra lights, which is basically very much minimizing the aesthetic and keeping everything compact into that 75% model. It's got a good bit of weight to it too, which is a good indication of the quality of this product. The keys feel solid and not cheap at all, which from my experience of a product looking like this is very refreshing. Usually I find keyboards that take on this gamer or cyberpunk aesthetic on the board cheap out on materials, and the overall experience is ruined because of that, but not with the K1 Lite. I found typing on the keyboard when in Discord or documentation pleasing, even though it is a slightly longer travel period that I'm used to in comparison to my low profile keyboard. Now I must say my setup for some reason does suffer from an annoying USB 3 stuttering interference with 2.4 GHz, so sometimes it would just randomly drop out. However, when I connected it to Bluetooth or tested it out on a second computer, there was no issue, so it's completely fine in books overall. When playing games, it was very responsive to the touch, and I'm not gonna lie, on my very first game of Apex Legends, I got the kill leader in the first game and the MVP of the match, and in general gameplay for myself, that is a damn miracle. For my chunkier hands, I didn't find the key presses too far from each other, and I never got any keybinds mixed up, which is a huge bonus. Now, the software of the keyboard is pretty basic. I don't think, however, at the time of the pre-release that they have optimized this for larger monitors, as everything it was a little bit blurry on 1440. But the setup for this is pretty much what you expect from most keyboards, with the controls for lighting, macros, keybinds, etc. A funky little quirk though is you can choose for the keyboard to act as a graphic equalizer for your computer. It's a bit gimmicky, but I oddly like it for some reason. I don't know why. The main thing for me at the end of the day is, who is this keyboard for? I would say if you're looking for something a little bit different, a little bit more cyberpunk futuristic, a keyboard with more quirks than your average keyboard available from other manufacturers, then the K1 Lite is for you. With a polished feel of the product and the price point, is definitely a solid option for the consumers out there that are not keyboard enthusiasts. And if you are interested in picking up the K1 Lite from Gravastar, head to the link down below and use Colin to get your 15% off your order. However guys, that's it for this video. I think I'm going to return to Cybertron, see if they have any other cool things I can take back to review for you here on YouTube. But if you liked the video, please smash that like button, and if you want to see more from this channel, please hit the subscribe button below. And I guess I'll catch you in the next one. I'll see you then.